Hey guys, welcome to this section of the Worital Book Summit. Woo! My name is Pholar, popularly known and also loved to be called Cherished Pholar. I'm a creative entrepreneur, brand developer, and book project consultant. So over the years, I've been evolving from one level of knowledge to another, starting out as a graphic designer to being a brand developer to starting out my own startup 2015 Pholar Studios, which was my first company, my first startup. Okay, before we launched Worital, the book publishing firm that has published over 100 authors within a very short period of time. Okay, so over 100 authors, not just in Nigeria, not just in Africa, but in different parts of the world. I think I am in position to tell you how a good cover should look like and the detail that should be on a book cover. So I'm going to take you on a journey today on how, what, and why a book cover is important to the success of your book, right? So it's going to be a very brief discussion, but I'm very sure you're going to learn so much from this. So you want to take your pen and paper to write down some stuff, because you're going to be hearing many things you've never seen and you will never see anywhere on the internet, anywhere. So it's going to be coming from experience after working with successful authors, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, so now I'm going to be asking myself and also answering myself, okay, why is a great cover important to the success of books? Maybe you've been saying it, you've been saying that, okay, fine, your book cover should be nice. Maybe you even know that, okay, fine, book cover should be nice, but you don't even know why. So I'm going to be explaining, sharing with you some key things you probably want to know today, why a book cover is important to the success of great books. I'm sure you like some of those covers here, because done by us. Okay, so why is a great cover, book cover, important to the success of book? Okay, number one, it draws attention. That's just it. So it draws attention. Just imagine being. I like to use this scenario. If you're given a sweet wine in a dirty cup, will you take it? No matter how sweet the wine is, no matter how good the content of your book is, if it's not attractive, if the cover is not attractive, nobody will buy it. It's not going to call the right attention. It's not going to attract people. So you want to draw attention, especially this age that books are coming out almost every minute. People are launching books on Amazon, on different platforms every minute. How will your book stand out on the bookshelf, right? So for a book to be successful and all of that, coupled with so many things, but coming from the angle of cover now, it draws attention, because this is more like the entrance to your house. This is what we see and make so many conclusions about your book. All right, so it draws attention. You don't want to joke with it, right? Pay attention to your book cover, because it draws attention. And what does attention does to the book? It makes at least you first captivate people before they even make the buying decision, right? So even if the books are much on the bookshelf, your book will call the attention of so many people, and eventually they can now make their buying decision afterwards. So it draws attention. This is one of the reasons why you don't want to joke with your book cover. Okay, so the second thing is, So it tells us a little about the book. It takes us on the journey. It explains to us what we are about to buy, right? So if I pick a book, from the title to the cover design to the color used and all of those things, I should be able to have an understanding of what the book entails, right? So this is one of the reasons why some books sell and some don't sell, right? So it gives us a little feel, understanding, message of the book itself. So it's important for you to get this done rightly. Okay, so the third one is it tells us a little about the author. That's just it. For me, if I see a book, I can, and I believe it happens to so many of us like that, I can easily conclude in my head if this author is creative or not, right? So it's just something that happens subconsciously. If you can attract me with your cover, if your cover is not creative enough, how do I believe that your content will be creative enough, right? So it tells us a little about the author, from the picture used, from the content itself, from the color used, font used, the design, and all of these things. It tells us a little about the author, especially if it's a new author, even though if is an author I've never seen his or her book, or I don't even know about before. The cover alone can help in making my decision, right? Important element to consider when designing or writing your book and you want the cover to be attractive. So I'm going to start with the cover, the front cover. Okay, so let's go. The first thing is you need to have like a summary of the book, just like few words that explain everything about the book. I'm talking about you being the author, and even if you're the designer, you want to ask the author for a little, it could be like 40 to 50 words that explain everything. This is not about the book that will be at the back now, but it's something that is very short and explain in details everything about the book, right? So you want to come up with that, and even before you meet a graphic designer, and if you're a graphic designer in the house, you want to ask the author you're working with for that. It will help you to without reading the entire book, to go into the book, right, to understand the content of the book, and it will help you to be able to think far and wide when it comes to creating the concept of the book. Okay, so you want to do that as soon as you're ready for the book cover to be out. The second thing is you want to come up with the content to be in front of the book. So now, content means the title, the subtitle. Do you have an award, like a stamp or something that you want in front of the book? You want to gather this. Do you have forward? Maybe forward is written by a very notable person. You want to have it in front of the book, right? All of these things, the name you want to use for the book, as in yourself, like the name you want to use as the author's name, you want to have all these things compiled together and delivered to the designer. These should also be asked by the designer anyway, but all the same, you want to be prepared for all of these things so that the designer is not done and you just remember that, oh, I want to put a stamp there, I want to put one of these award I've won somewhere or whatsoever. So you want to consider all of these things before you deliver to your designer. Okay, so the third thing is you want to consider your budget. Okay, so it's important if you want to get a good cover done, so you want to consider your budget before diving into it. Cover is important when it comes to book. I don't joke, I don't advise authors to joke with it, because you can have good content. If the cover is not done well, you might not sell, right? Especially if you're new author out there. So it's important for you to get this thing right. So consider your budget, but it can never be too expensive for the what in the long run. Okay, so do your findings before you even meet with the designer, and even if you're the designer, you want to do your findings around the concept of the book. Okay, so you want to go on Amazon, you want to go online and search for books in line. They've written a lot of books around what you just wrote about, right? So you want to go on Amazon, on different platforms, if possible. If you can go on tour, maybe probably to physical stores and all, to check for books around that topic, that subject, and be sure that, okay, fine, this is the kind of color, this is the kind of concepts they use. You don't want to be far from the topic itself, right? So for instance, if you're writing for kids, there are fonts you don't want to even go close to, right? There are colors you don't want to use, right? So all of these things are part of the findings you're going to do if you are writing a book. It's like a business, and you want to handle it as such. So do your homework before you even meet with a book designer. Okay, so as a designer and as an author, you want to decide on the design direction, right? So this is the end result. You can complete it in your head before you even start working. So am I going to use stock image? Am I going to use illustration? It's going to be plain, just text. All of these things, you can have it completed in your head even before you even meet with a designer. Do you want a picture in front of the book? And all of those things, decide the direction of your book cover even before meeting with the designer. And even as a designer, before you start work, you want to decide on all of these things and also communicate with your author before moving on. All right, decide on the fonts and colors. Of course, there are some fonts you don't want to use depending on the book title, depending on your audience, depending on so many factors, and there are some colors you don't want to use. Decide if you're going to use illustration and all of these things early enough before you even start a project, right? Okay, so as an author, you can also have this at the back of your mind. Decide it before you meet the designer. And I always encourage people to meet with book designers. Graphic designers are good, but the same book designers are specialists that with knowledge, experience, working on projects close to what you want to do. Okay, so it's important. Then another thing is you want to share on social media. You want to share with your friends to get their feedback and see how you can improve on that to get a book cover done well. Now we're moving straight to the back. The back cover is very important. I see so many people do so many wrong things, and eventually they come back and say their book is not selling out. So you want to pay attention to all of these things. Okay, I hope you're getting something. Okay, so the back cover is very important and you don't want to joke with it. Let's go into that. Number one, it shouldn't have too much content. So we already know that you're going to sell the book to us, but sell it well and sell it in a more, avoid too much content. Usually I advise that you don't put more than 300 words at the back of your book. Okay, if it's more than that, then it's going to be too busy, or the graphic designer now make it very small, and sometimes it won't be readable. Okay, especially if it's going for print. Okay, so try as much as you can to make sure that your content is not more than 300 words. Okay, so of course you want to check other books for their synopsis, right? So that you can use that to do yours. Not like you want to copy and paste, but you can get idea on how to tweak yours, on how to make yours attractive. Let me take you on a journey. The last time you visited a bookstore and bought a physical book, I'm very sure that after checking the front of the book, you check the back and read about the book before you make your buying decision. But the truth is, most authors don't even pay attention to this at the end of the day. They don't carefully work on their book cover, especially the back now. Right? So we're looking at the back now. It's important because it helps in making buying decision. Your cover, your title, and all of that, your front cover, can attract buyer, but for them to really decide on buying, in most cases, it's what you have at the back of the book. Okay, so try as much as possible to make the content rich, not too busy, make it within the context of what you're trying, the message you're passing in the book. Let it be attractive. Okay, summarize your book using bullet points, right? So you use bullet points. Okay, and again, I say this, that use your picture only if you don't have your picture in front of the book. The truth is, the book is about you, fine, as in you wrote the book, but it's not about you, it's about the audience, right? Even if it's about you, even if it's a biography, you want to have your picture in front, you don't need to repeat it at the back. Okay, so let it just be it can be on the spine, maybe very small something, but it doesn't have to be at the back again. Okay, so you only use your picture at the back if you don't have it in front. Okay, so be mindful of the words you use. Okay, let people know you more. So you want to sell yourself, you want to sell the book, you want to let it be related to what the message you're passing. Okay, you might want to add blurb, that's testimonial. You might want to add that if you have some add that to the book. Okay, and again, I will say it and say it again, that you don't want to work on your back book alone. Get an editor to proofread it. Back cover is very important because people make buying decisions. You don't want them to be seeing grammatical error there. Okay, and an editor can also help you to make it really attractive for potential buyers. Okay, then the last one is use a great picture. It's very important. Your picture has to be appealing. It has to pass a message itself, right? So if your target audience is bankers or something, you don't want to wear maybe a round neck or something. You want to dress like them. So look at the audience you're looking at, and try as much as possible to dress like them, to look like them, to be able to attract them. Okay, so that is it on this section. Thank you for staying this far with me. Thank you for joining, and we still have amazing speakers, amazing facilitators to still help you. My happiness, my joy is to see your book launch in no time, and not just launch, for you to profit on it. Thank you for watching again. My name is Cherished Pholar, the president of Worital and the host of this summit. See you guys. Bye for now.